In my opinion, there's not a number that is high enough to set a bond to release this man.
Right now on Up with KREM, disturbing details emerge about the man at the center of an Amber Alert.
Colder today with a few flurries in the forecast, but the real storm, it arrives this weekend. We're talking widespread rain and snow arriving Saturday.
Porch Pirates Beware. Spokane Police Department has a new social media program that is aimed at finding people who steal packages.
So walking into the Campbell house is a lot like walking into a time capsule or stepping back in time.
During the holidays, the historic Campbell house transforms into a scene you would only see in the movies. This morning, we take you inside.
Up with KREM begins now with Tim Pham, Channing Curtis, and Jeremy Legoo.
If you plan on traveling across the inland Northwest this weekend, now is the time to start planning. The National Weather Service of Spokane is anticipating heavy mountain snow on Snoqualmie and Lookout Passes. They are also forecasting wind and snow in certain places, so you'll want to keep an eye on Washington and Idaho Department of Transportation websites for the very latest on closures and delays. Well, 6 o'clock here on this Thursday.
It's Thursday, I know.
Friday Eve. Hey, happy to have you here. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Channing Curtis. I know it's a little hard because we haven't said anything about it being pre-Friday or Friday Eve.
Hey,
nothing like that.
Feels good to say it.
It does. It feels great. Well, like Tim just mentioned, the National Weather Service says that we're going to see some winter weather this weekend. So let's go ahead and get right outside to meteorologist Jeremy Legoo. He's in the Outdoor Weather Center enjoying some of this brisk morning air.
Oh
Good
my
morning,
gosh.
Jeremy.
Are you trying to be a supermodel with
My
a
hair's
personal
blowing in the
fan
wind.
blowing?
I feel like I'm more like, oh man, I'm gonna get myself in trouble here, but we're gonna go with it. I feel more like Chris Farley back when he was going, El Nino, it's Spanish for the Nino. You know, that whole moment? Yeah,
Yes.
That's how I feel right now with my hair
my
blowing in the wind.
gosh.
I'm trying to grow it out, you know, I'm trying to do like a cool, like Hugh Grant thing, you know? It's tough. You watch enough Christmas movies with Hugh Grant and you just want to be him. Temps in the mid-20s this morning. We do have a bit of wind, south-southwest at 15 miles an hour, enough to blow and mess up the Hugh Grant look. But hey, I'm trying. Temps in the mid-20s, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, and Sandpoint, 32 in Moses Lake, 29 in Wenatchee. We've got some cold weather on the way, and we've got some wind and snow, especially in the mountains. Yesterday, we saw Snoqualmie Pass close because of a convergent zone that set up. Basically, wind comes together. Think of maybe squeezing something. Squeezing, I don't know, an Oreo or something like that. You squeeze it. Basically, you're squeezing the air. It can't go down into the ground, so it goes up. Upward lift causes snow or rain. Basically, it causes precipitation, and that's what we saw yesterday over Snoqualmie. Right now, it's cloud cover kind of building in, and did I mention it's chilly? Yeah, temps in the mid-20s. It's got a bit of a bite this morning, and by this afternoon, we stay cool enough that we likely see some scattered light snow showers. I'm not thinking we have to worry about accumulation unless you're up in higher elevations, but we'll get that initial push of moisture later today before the big stuff arrives this weekend. That's right, it does. So to take us through it, we go from, that wind has a bite. Chilly this morning to the mid-30s this afternoon. Plenty of cloud cover, a couple of flurries possible later tonight.
Well, the man accused of kidnapping a 15-year-old Lewiston girl appeared before a judge yesterday.
So new court documents revealing disturbing details about how the case police are building against him. So here's what the documents are showing. Jonathan Bowles' relationship with the girl started actually last March over the popular app called Snapchat.
According to the documents, Bowles picked up the girl at school during her lunch break several times. He previously told the girl he wanted to marry her and was willing to wait until she was 18. Last Friday, Bowles picked up the girl and the two headed out of town.
An Amber Alert went out on Monday, and while the teen was still missing, court documents show Bowles texted her mom. He asked for a $7,000 ransom and threatened to even kill the girl.
Spokane Valley deputies arrested Bowles after he and the girl were spotted Tuesday night. Bowles' bond is set at $1 million.
In my opinion, there's not a number that is high enough to set a bond to release this man.
The 15-year-old girl was reunited with family. The victim told police she thought Bowles was 24. The 36-year-old is a convicted sex offender and had several warrants out for his arrest in Garfield County for child molestation.
He will have to face a judge in Idaho and will likely be charged with kidnapping and child rape. It's time now for your morning rush. More news in less time.
We do have an update from Scraps about its recent closures. The shelter closed temporarily after 2 dogs died from a contagious disease outbreak. Scraps says all tests on dogs since the outbreak have come back negative. The bacteria called strep zoo can only be transferred from dog to dog. Scraps is in the process of calling guardians of dogs that recently left the shelter.
A norovirus outbreak at Spokane's House of Charity has temporarily closed the shelter to new clients. So this video is actually from back in 2016 during a similar outbreak. A spokesperson for the charity says they will be following Spokane Regional Health District recommendations and that they are monitoring the rate of new infections. They will reopen for intakes once 48 hours have passed without any new infections.
A group of divers took to the waters of Lake Coeur d'Alene to clean trash out of the lake yesterday. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office and Jack's Scuba Adventures took more than 2,500 pounds of trash out of the lake. The goal was to make the lake cleaner for the public and for wildlife. Crews focused on cleaning up the dock area next to Tubbs Hill. The types of debris that the divers were finding covered a wide range and weren't all put in the lake by accident.
We've pulled out tires, a lot of beer cans and beer bottles and signs, old traffic signs that we're tossing here. A large amount of tires, that's one of the biggest things we're seeing.
Crews aren't going to be able to get every piece of garbage out of that lake, so it's really up to the community to not dump trash in the lake and clean up after themselves to keep the area clean.
And further north in Lake Pend Oreille, an unusual swirl in the water stumped community members and experts alike. Art Gronweg actually took this photo from his plane, and a professor from the University of Idaho says it most likely could be sediment or even runoff moving inside of a current. But it's pretty hard to tell without taking samples. He says it's a nice display of hydrodynamic forces in the lake. That's your morning rush. Well, right now, packages are being delivered all over the country as so many of us took advantage of those Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals.
A lot of people did. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez joining us now this morning with how we can stop these porch pirates. And Nicole, they're just really a bunch of Grinches.
Yeah.
That's what they are. Tell us what people need to know.
They all just want to steal Christmas, huh? It is very frustrating, and we all know the feeling when we get that notification on our phone that we have a package delivered, and then we walk up to our front porch and it's empty and there's nothing there. And of course, that dreaded feeling thinking that maybe someone stole your package. So the Spokane Police Department is actually helping people who are going through that feeling. They started a new social media program. So take a look here. Here's a look at the Facebook page that Spokane Police Department started. It's called Theft Investigations Help Us Identify. People who have packages stolen can post pictures of porch pirates, maybe from a doorbell camera or a cell phone. Then people can try and help figure out who the thief is. If you have any information that could help in an investigation, you're asked to call or email SPD. You can also find a direct link to that page on our website. Just go to KREM.com. So in the meantime, there are things you can do to prevent your packages from getting stolen. Number 1, keep your packages out of sight. 2, update delivery instructions to someplace other than your front porch, like your backyard or a side door. Number 3, have them delivered to a neighbor's house or your work if you're not going to be home. Put up a security system or a camera. And finally, track your package and turn on delivery notifications. So the Better Business Bureau also has a few extra tips. If you are planning on getting a package and you're not going to be home, or you don't have a place to send it to that is safe, you can also order them and have them sent to the store, or order them from the store and have the pickup in-store option. Another thing you can do if you're shipping specifically through FedEx or UPS, you can also choose the sign at door option so you'll know you're getting that package in hand. Live in Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
Well, our Boomtown series continues as Spokane's housing market is getting more national attention. Why the Lilac City may be the place to be in 2022.
And the one thing you need to know about weather, sure, we've got some flurries today, but as we head into the weekend, we're talking some snow, some wind, and even a little bit of rain across the region.
It is time for your wake-up call. Take a look at this. The animatronic T-Rex at London's Natural History Museum is getting into the holiday spirit with a Christmas sweater.
And this morning we want to see your loudest, most outrageous, ugly, or nice holiday sweaters. You drive the conversation on this show. Text us your great photos to the number 509-448-2000, and we're showing some of your holiday swag coming up here on Up with KREM.
Nice. But before we head to break, here is a live look outside. Look how holly and jolly it looks right now. We want to say good morning to everyone watching in the Inland Northwest. Happy Thursday, everyone.
Let us know where you're watching from. Grab a cup of coffee. You sweater believe it, it is Thursday. Yeah, that was a pun there. Happy to have you here with us. We'll be right back.